Hello everyone, and welcome to Phoenix RX. This is going to be week number 4. We're coming off the first Triple Crown of 3 on the season, going back into a normal 2 Moto night here on Phoenix RX. And this is a pretty cracked layout. Try to follow it here. Definitely snakes around a bit. Definitely has some over-under action. The Joker is pretty wild as well. We'll take a look at it here quick. It's quite the slow one. Got to be careful on that launch. Careful all the way through here. And then even then, like landing into the terrain, got to find your line there. It's a pretty tricky Joker. Could actually make up some time on it. And also lose some time. It's very easy to cheese it. And yeah, again, like a big gap. It's definitely the slowest Joker on the season. So that's going to make things interesting. I mean, it's not going to be... It's like a 12 or 13 second gap. So, I mean, that's not really something that you're going to see for the rest of the season, really. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. So the heat races, Luke took heat number 1, Roman taking heat number 2, so we're going to be starting on the front 2 spots. Go through the lineup here real quick. Luke, Roman, Camby, Solange, Hunter, Soul, Detail, Vulcan, Matt, and Armada. Switching it up a little bit. Got to get used to that. A little bit of a, like a goldish. Maybe it's like a burnt orange. Maybe that's just the color. Maybe that's just the lighting over here. I don't know. But he's got a little bit of a different color here. Switching up for the week. So it's going to be a 19-lap race. It's going to put us on checkpoint 39. Now we're just waiting for the nade. Nade is out. Here we go. We're green for our 4th week of rallycross action. So he gets the good starts on that one. Got to be careful on that jump. Oh, I saw some 2-wheel action. This is where things are going to get spicy. These whoops on this landing can get pretty weird. And I think Luke gets a little bit of a bog landing, so Camby's going to come around to the lead. Oh, a little bit of contact for Vulcan there in the back. Camby comes to the lead, but then Luke gets another run on the inside, so battle for the lead on lap 1. What? All right, well, I got to see this already. We'll catch you back up with that lead battle action in a moment. So Vulcan gets a bad landing on Soul there. Oh. Just gets, like, pinched in or something. I don't know. Matt goes down, too. That was just total chaos. That's a rough start, too. And then the way they crash and the flip, that's brutal. It'll be a really bad start for Vulcan. And Matt, we'll see if they can recover. Big battling going on here. Joker action going to be coming on through. A couple drivers taking it. We'll take a look at that in a second. I want to catch these battles as well. Let's take a look at... this massive send. Oh, yeah. That's my favorite jump on the season. Soul and Detail taking their first Joker down, getting it out of the way nice and early. So Luke's going to lead lap 1. Solange second. Camby fell back to 3rd. Oh, wow. Okay, let's take another look at that, too. Getting hit with the replays early on. Was that just a... Was Hunter, like, turning as he launched off this, maybe? Oh, no. Wow, that's weird. That might be the only time that happened. At least he had a pretty good recovery. I actually swapped up that section to try to avoid that a little bit. Thankfully, he got a pretty good recovery. And, yeah, definitely was happening more often the way that it was before. I'm kind of surprised that he flipped like that. I'm going to take the Joker after that one. On the bright side, it was a pretty easy recovery. I actually don't think he lost that much time off it. But yeah. Specifically changed that one to alleviate that, so hopefully that's the only instance like that. Kind of surprised that happened. I didn't see that happen during the race. I didn't see that happen to anybody else on the night, so hopefully it doesn't. Sometimes you get some weird landings, but I don't know. I think what it is, honestly, is I think it happens sometimes, and I think this is true because I'm pretty sure that's the line Hunter was running. I think it's a thing where that outside... banking going in that last corner gets you a lot more speed, and you get to clear those whoops, and you're just not as at risk of flipping there. But Hunter, I believe, runs the inside, so I think he has less speed. And when you have that less speed, you need to be a little bit more careful, and it puts you in positions where you could, potentially flip out like that. Some more Jokers coming in. Let's take a look. We have a few drivers going for it. Let's see, a lot of drivers going in this lap. Roman. And looks like Armada there. Yeah, this jump is sweet. Just absolute send. So they go in. Matt taking his. I'm guessing this is going to be Vulcan then. No Hunter. Hunter, I think, taking his second. So the crazy thing is, we'll get back on with the lead here. So we'll see it here in a moment. But the Joker is so crazy that these guys going for their 2 Jokers early and the leaders not going for any Jokers early, the leaders are going to be like in the realm of lapping them like very early on. Like it's such a slow Joker that that's going to happen to those guys going for that early strategy. So that's kind of another interesting thing about it that you got to be careful for. You know, if you don't have the pace, if you don't have that good of a start, it can really put you in position to just like an awkward spot early on of like getting put a lap down, even though you're not really getting lapped. Like once they take their Jokers, it'll cycle through. You know, it's still on track. Like you don't really want to have to deal with that. So kind of an interesting factor there. It's still Luke and Solange. And still Camby third. Camby's fallen off that gap a little bit. Looks like little gaps. Luke's got like a slight 2 or 3 hog length gap on Solange. Solange's got like maybe 5 or 6 on Camby. He's got a pretty nice gap right there. So those are starting to open up. These in the midfield are starting to open up too. But there's also a lot of Joker strategy at play, so it's kind of hard to follow at this point. I kind of want to see who's in 4th. Is this 4th? Detail in 4th, so he's moving up there. But I think he's taking at least 1. So to see how that works out when those guys take their Joker. Roman right behind him, Pride Month. Armada in 6th. Joker's coming in. But yeah, I like the layout of this one. I like how this works out too, with everybody jumping over each other. And okay, so here it is. Yeah, so Matt takes both of his Jokers early on. Obviously, he had the rough start too, so that doesn't really help. But he takes... Oh, yeah, there we go. That's the shot. That's what we're looking for on this track. Hell yeah. But yeah, he took both of his Jokers early on, had a rough start, and he's in realm of being lapped. But again, a big part of it is how slow the Joker is. He's not... I mean, he is, like, getting put a lap down, but he's not really getting lapped quite yet. Obviously, these Luke, Solange, Camby, these guys have not taken a Joker. I think these are the only guys, probably, that have not taken a single Joker. And then you have these guys here. Roman really putting up a fight there. Detail and Roman, who have taken 1, and then I think other drivers coming in to take their second here, and a few drivers that have already taken 2. So yeah, big gaps. Okay, it's Armada this time. But yeah, big gaps when those Jokers are taken. This track, there's a lot of things that make this track unique, but that's definitely one of them. Again, none of the Jokers are really like that, or at least to that extent, from what I've tested on the other tracks that we have left in the schedule. I think maybe Hog Angeles might have like the next longest one, maybe. But even then, it's like really not that big of a gap. So yeah, that's something that really makes Phoenix stand out here. And yeah, look at how crazy it's getting at this point. Like, there's just drivers everywhere. You have this massive pack here. But again, it's these leaders not taking their Jokers yet. Those guys, combination of, you know, maybe having a rough start, but also taking their Jokers. I mean, the lap time of this track somewhere in the, honestly don't remember. It's somewhere in the 45, 50, between that. I think it's like 48, 47 maybe. I don't know. Somewhere in that realm of lap time. And again, the Joker is, depending on how well you take it, could be like 12 to 15 seconds. And you have to take 2 of them. You can do the math in your head. It gets pretty obvious real quickly, like how crazy it could get with the gaps, depending on how these strategies work out. Love the way it looks. Love the addition of the coverage. Originally, that terrain coverage wasn't there. I'm going to say Roman's probably... Oh, yeah, Roman's going in for a second right now. This terrain coverage wasn't there initially. That was an addition we made, obviously, to be fair, like, come on. You got to be clearing that jump. But in case somebody just, like, brain farts, I guess, you know, to hopefully prevent, you know, anybody cheesing over into the main line. Roman looking like he had a pretty good Joker run there, honestly. That looked solid. That's Soul over there. I'm not sure what his strategy's looking like. The way it comes onto the track, too, that extra whoop right there can get pretty spicy. It's Vulcan and Armada. Not sure if this is actually an on-track battle. It might be. It's getting tight through here. We'll probably see the leaders in a moment, too. Jump over them. Yep, that's what it's looking like. Love how this works out. And that's Luke on Matt. So the gap between Luke and Solange has opened up a little bit. Honestly, the gap between Solange and Camby is maybe about the same. Like, it looks like Solange maybe had a rough couple laps or so, because that's kind of what it looks like on the gaps, and Luke putting Matt a lap down there. Again, that'll work out. That'll cycle. But yeah, it looks like the gaps for the top 3 have opened up quite a bit. We'll have to see how these work out when they do eventually get to it. There's a lot of time left, too, so we could, we might not... Oh, well, here we go. I was going to say, we might not see these jokers happen for a while, but Slanch and Camby decide to send it. We're going to follow them. I'm curious to see where they end up with... Well, it might just be detail at this point, unless he's taken his second and I missed it. Oh, is this him right now? Well, damn it. Well, that's him taking his second right now, so I guess we're not going to see that, but we'll still follow him for the lap. I was curious how that'd work out, but it'll probably be interesting later when these guys take their second. Detail's done. I'm curious to see how that works out. Oh, can be really sending it in there, trying to keep it tight on that inside. Get that best possible Joker run. There it is. So Detail comes out. He comes out in front of Soul and Roman, which is big because I believe they're on that same strategy and they're done as well. So it's pretty massive for him that he comes out in front of them. Wow, Camby really going rogue right there. Pretty rough run over there for Soul as well. You guys starting to group back up again now that the Joker strategies are starting to work out. Yeah, I like this track. This track's kind of tough. This one won't be as, like, the most battle-heavy track that we've had on the season by far was Linden Hill, because I think Linden Hill had a surprising, I didn't expect it to work out this way, had that good balance that you want in a track that is hard to achieve sometimes, where it's got a skill gap, and there's ways to cheese, but it also is set up in a way that just lends itself towards, like, battling. It's hard to have the balance of those two on a track. It's not often that you get the balance of those two on a track. But yeah, not necessarily that it was my favorite track to race on or to run laps on, but in terms of, like, battling, Linden Hill really stood out. And this track is a little bit tougher with the battles. You can see right there is what I was going to say. That's one of the main passing zones. If you get that... Oh, okay. Oh my god, what is this rogue battle here between Vulcan and Hunter? Yeah, those bumps right there. If you get a good run and you send it on the inside, you can really set it up for a pass there. You may not, like, complete the pass. All right, well, that sucks. This is a passing zone too. It kind of depends. You don't always get to set it up, but potentially that chicane, you could do it too. Phase up. I'm not sure if we're going to see many passes here. I think theoretically you could start a pass here. I don't know if you'd complete one. It's a little bit more difficult. But yeah, the main passing zones on this track, I would say, are going to be, like, right there in those bumps. You could set them up, or maybe sometimes in the chicane here. But that's the interesting thing about Phoenix, is that there's definitely a skill gap on this track. There's definitely ways to make up time. But it is a pretty difficult track to pass on, so not going to see, like, the crazy back and forth battles that we see, or that we saw on Linden Hill here, most likely. But we'll probably see some good racing with that Joker strategy as well. We actually did see some good racing in the heat races too. Roman holding on to his win at the end, got pretty close, and then Camby and Luke had a last lap battle for that one too. So the heat races were pretty spicy in that regard. Moto 2 and this one's going to be great for sure. So far we're having some good isolated battles here in Moto 1 as well, just trying to follow him. Detail, yeah, Soul and Roman doing a good job of sticking with him, not falling off too hard. Armada and Hunter, Vulcan was in the mix there. Yeah, these guys have been pretty close all throughout the race. I'm checking the checkpoints because we're getting close. Those Jokers are going to be coming out. Luke's going to have to take his Jokers soon, and Slanch and Camby are going to have to take their second as well. We'll see. I'm curious if they do it this lap. Maybe they do it this lap. So that's Slanch right there, and that's Luke right there. So that's a gap, how it works out. Not going in this time. We'll see. And the gap between Slanch and Camby's opened up again. You see that right there. I don't think that's a Joker gap. I think that's on track. Pretty sure Camby's got to take his second still. Let's see if Slanch goes for it here. Ooh, kind of baited it. I almost thought he was going to go for it. Camby, I got a feeling he looks like he's going to take it. Aw, come on. All right, we're going to be waiting on these for a bit. I'm curious where they're going to work out, because, like, with Detail, Soul, Roman, with that pack, it might be close. Like, I want to see it when it happens. It might be close. I want to see how that works out. Slanch completing his lap there. And we're going on 31. So, I got to remember off the top of my head. 39. So, 4 laps to go. Luke not taking it again. Gonna wait for those last 3. Slanch and Camby, do they go for it this time? I want to see the exit, damn it. Slaunch not going for it this time. So I think Camby's going to be behind Detail for sure, from what I can see on track. Oh, come on, guys. Damn it. I think he's going to be behind him. I think he's probably going to be behind Soul, but maybe close with Roman and Vulcan. That might be spicy. Slaunch, I don't know. He's got a pretty big gap. It's hard to tell. Like, I feel like he should have a nice gap. Yeah, we'll see how it works out. Slaunch hopping over Luke, so it's gotta be. Like, we're getting to that point, right? It's gotta be. We gotta be getting there, right? Luke going in for the first Joker usage.
Lap complete.
Oh no, Calamity Strikes. This is a problem with the Joker launch on this track. You can send it, and it is faster, but this launch is pretty tricky. And did somebody just get it? Somebody just got it over there too. I actually can't believe that. I knew the Joker launch could be cheesy. I'm surprised that I've seen 2 people get cheesed over there. That kind of shocked me, but that was a pretty brutal barrel roll, so we'll have to see how it works out now. Things might have just gotten spicy. That Moto was looking long gone, but now with that, I don't know how it's going to play out. And remember, he's got to take another one. Slaunch right here is done. Who are these guys? Where is he working out? Oh, this is Detail right here on the exit. And with that cheese from Luke, this could be a battle for the lead now. This very well could potentially be the battle for the win. And Detail's going in on the inside of Slaunch, and Soul's right there too. And there's Luke going in for the second one. We're going to try to catch everything that we can here. This race just got really spicy at the end. This was a slow burn, but it's worth sticking in. I'm not going to finish it. All right, yeah, Detail trying to hold it off. Slaunch just trying to keep it, but he goes wide. Oh no, Detail makes the pass, and here comes Luke over as this battle's going down. This is crazy how this is working out. It's potentially now a 4-way battle for the lead. Where does Luke come out? That barrel roll was so brutal, and he comes out behind Detail. Oh, right in between them. Right into third place. This is white flag last lap, and Slaunch has a rough run into the beginning jump right there. Luke trying to set up a crossover, but Soul's there on the inside and sending it in. Could Soul take it? Could Luke lose the podium at this point? Oh, and a little bit of rock contact. Slaunch trying to hold on to it. Soul on the inside. Luke on the outside of him. How does this work out? Slaunch going wide. This insane battle for the podium spots. Luke slides it in. Gonna take that third back on Soul. Can he get the second on Slaunch? It's hard to say. Roman's right there. Could he work it in at the end here potentially? And now that crazy pass, that opportune pass from Detail, and it might be taking him, might be getting him the win here. What a change of events. Absolute slow burn, but it got crazy. Matt flips in front of the field. Yeah, that, gotta watch out for that. Detail takes the win. Slaunch second, Luke third, Soul fourth, Roman fifth. Tight race. Vulcan sixth, Camby seventh. Yeah, super tight race. Again, with the Joker strategies, it was just hard to tell, but once it got settled out in the end there, that got crazy. Yeah, that Joker cheese really spiced up the race and made things very interesting. So Detail taking his second Moto win on the season. First one since that first race of the season, first Moto of the season at Linden Hill. Getting back on the top spot here in a crazy finish. Slaunch holding on for second. It was getting pretty wild at the end there. Luke taking third, Soul fourth, Roman fifth. That's your top 5 on this one. Yeah, that's wow. Hopefully Moto 2 can be like that more throughout the entire race, but damn, that finish was wild. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and we're gonna go on to Moto 2 for another 19 laps at Phoenix. Looking pretty nice so far.